What's up, guys? Welcome back to Digital Dive-In. My name is Monkey.
It's your boy saying Prodigy.
I'm here anyways with Destiny 2. I'm still going hard on this game after playing Spider-Man for the last like 2 weeks.
Let's be honest here. Destiny 2, you're settling. You want Spider-Man.
Oh, I do want more Spider-Man 100%. Today we're not talking about Spider-Man or talking about Destiny. We're talking about, we're basically going to be ranting a little bit about the latest news to come out of Capcom. And basically that is the next Devil May Cry game is going to feature, unfortunately going to feature, microtransactions to basically level up your character. So it's going to be pay to progress.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, like, what the hell?
I feel like they were doing well. They were promoting it pretty well. They were like,
oh, they're doing everything about the game fantastically. Like the trailer we saw at E3 was awesome. Everything we got since then was insane. And then they come out and with this bullshit, and they're like, oh, by the way, you're gonna be able to purchase red orbs so you can upgrade your character. I'm like, but why? It's a single-player game.
It's a cheap way out, and it's a way for them to try and make a little bit more money without forcing people to give them money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, okay, this is the thing. Capcom is not in need of any more money. Like, they're very well off. Like, everyone always buys their games. True, their last Capcom versus Marvel game was pretty shitty, but at the same time,
we don't talk about those things.
Their other like single player games have been great.
No, they've been spot on, honestly. You know, and then they work well with others. Like they work well with the Wii. They work, you know, well with Xbox. They work well with everybody. You know.
And they're even releasing fucking Resident Evil 2, which you know everyone is gonna fucking buy.
Oh yes, everybody in their mom's gonna buy that shit. You know,
everyone.
It's a classic game. And the thing is, like, you know, we grew up at a time where things are different now. You know, we grew up in a time where the only time you could ever get ahead or get a cheat code was from a strategy book. You had to go to EB Games or GameStop.
Seriously.
You had to buy the $40 strategy book, and that was it. You know, now you
yeah,
got
I
YouTube,
mean, honestly, the microtransactions are the modern day cheat book, which sucks. Yeah. I mean, I'm not, but at the same time, like the microtransaction pose like an ethical question to the whole gaming community now, because like the cheat books, they're always there, but people never took those cheats seriously. Like, yeah, you could get like unlimited life or unlimited money or whatever. Like, I used a cheat for San Andreas to get unlimited money so I could buy like every single fucking car in existence.
Right.
But it was never like, you know, it was never something I used to like progress myself in the game. It was always something I did just when I was dicking around, you know? I don't think anyone took those cheats seriously.
Yeah, it's true, but you know, it's funny because now we're becoming of age where gaming is becoming more respected, and also it's evolving, and now it has these different different cultures and different like social ethical rules to them. You know, now that people take it seriously, more people are into it. You know, like us or people from the 80s that grew up when video games first started out, they're not going to go and pay for microtransactions. They're going to sit there and grind it out and tough it out, because that's what you do it's something that is, games are supposed to be challenging, or what's the point, you know?
Exactly. Like, having them do microtransactions and pay to progress is the biggest cop-out I have ever seen. It's the same thing that they did for Middle-earth Shadow of War, because they had microtransactions in that one too. But, I mean, it didn't make sense because it's a single-player experience.
And the thing with that is, I didn't even get to that point because I heard the story was such shit. So
yeah, it honestly was. I didn't enjoy Shadow of War that much.
And the thing is, if Capcom, as long as Capcom doesn't make it necessary, you know, I don't think it's going to hurt the sales too much, but it is just kind of like, why? Because if somebody wants to stream it first day and like show the progression of the grind and everything like that, which people do like to watch, it's going to take away if somebody else is just like, yeah, first level 400, got everything.
100%. You know? Yeah, it's bullshit.
So I hope they kind of just like take it out like they were going to do with Battlefront. I don't know if they actually did take it out in Battlefront.
No, Battlefront, well, they disabled it, quote unquote disabled it, but it's EA. So we all knew that they were going to put it, like, reinstate
Put it
it.
back in eventually.
Yeah.
So
Now,
hopefully they'll
Middle
do
Earth
that.
Shadow of War, they ended up just disabling it, like taking it out of the game because they found no one was using it, and they're getting so much shit for it too. They're like, okay, you know what? We're just gonna take it out. It wasn't even that popular of a system, so it didn't really matter either way.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the bad thing. Like, this is such a popular game, and like so many people have been waiting for it, and now.
Yeah,
You know, it's kind of
exactly.
like with Soul Calibur 6. Like, Soul Calibur 6 has Terra as a DLC when Terra's been an original character since, like, Soul Calibur 3. It's like these
Yeah.
games are starting to, like, try and cheap you out with more DLC. Like, Dragon Ball Z Fighters has base form Goku as a fucking DLC.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me, what? So,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
microtransactions and just all this incomplete game stuff was supposed to be dealt away with the E3. Like, they made it seem like, you know, everybody was going to be just free DLC, like we're just going to do it with
Everyone was doing a lot of
cheapness,
free DLC stuff.
you know. And then Capcom was also presenting this game there, so they knew
And they
what
didn't-
else
yeah.
everybody else was doing, and they just was like, yeah, here, microtransactions. You
Yeah.
know, just
I mean, I thought these developers, and so many developers nowadays have started to be like, oh, hey, by the way, there's not going to be any microtransactions. Don't worry. Like, it sucks that we're at a time where developers actually have to state that, like, out, you know?
right, exactly. Or like, I have to stay off the internet for like 5 days because I'm playing a game, and like somebody's trying to like cheat their way to the top, and then
Right.
just spoil it for everybody.
Exactly.
You know, I don't.
It's like we're in this world where streaming and YouTube and Let's Plays are huge right now, and you get like audiences because you're good at the game, right? So by
Right.
putting in these microtransactions to basically make you good at the game, it's kind of cheating the system a bit.
I mean, if they're going to do that, then they should put in a system where it's just like, if you use microtransactions, you got to play it on the hardest mode.
Right?
Like something like that, where it's just like, it makes people think before they just jump in and be like, you know what, I'm going to just cheat my way to the top. Take my money.
Yeah.
Like, and then the more people support that, the more they're going to keep doing it, you know, and that's the fucked up part, where it's just like you're ruining it for everybody else by, you know, supporting this, by buying it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I know people do it with Destiny. I know people do this shit with Call of Duty. I'm not
Yeah.
going to be surprised if they do something like this with Anthem or Kingdom Hearts 3.
No,
you
Anthem already
know.
said they're not doing microtransactions, and I'm like, thank you, God.
And, well, they could always change your mind.
This
And
is
I'm
very
not-
true.
You know, I'm confident Cyberpunk 2077 is going to stay loyal to, like, no microtransactions.
Yeah, they already said they're not. A lot of big games are coming out. Like the developers came out and said, "Hey, don't worry, we're not having microtransactions." And I'm
Yeah,
like,
Death
"Good,
Stranding
good, that's
and,
fantastic."
And Last of Us 2, good God. Good God, if they touch Last of Us, I'm going to riot in the streets.
I don't know
I'm
why
start a
they
riot.
would. It literally does not make any sense. Like that's the thing.
Well, they do have the PvP
Microtransactions.
mode now.
Microtransactions to progress your character in a single player game, they're just for like your satisfaction. They're not for anything else. So it's
True.
like it's not as big of a deal as it was for the Battlefront 2 scenario fiasco, whatever you want to call it. That bullshit.
The only time it affects single player game is if you can compete your scores online. That's the only.
Yeah,
which you
and
can't do
I don't
in
think
Devil
you
May
can
Cry.
with. I don't think you can do that with Devil May Cry, so it doesn't really make a difference. Now, of
Well,
course.
you can.
Oh, you can?
They have like they have like modes where you can like put your score even after you beat the level. It scores you up, and it can like have the
Oh,
option to
that's
put it
true,
on
yeah.
or whatever. So I mean, you can compete in a way, and then like you always do their endless mode, and then
Yeah.
that's like a competition. But and that's the thing, like that's the only time, or if you want to stream it, when you're streaming it and you want to get views to like show the progression.
Exactly.
Which people will do, so I can see how
Yeah.
that can be a big deal. I mean, if you want to waste more of your money, you know, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sure the people the producers and the directors and stuff could probably use some more Nikes for their children.
Right.
You know, they could always use another tablet for the kid to lose down on the subway and then have to buy another one. You know, go ahead, give them all your money, but I won't.
Yeah,
I'm good with
this is like
$64.
yeah, exactly. It would be different if like the only way to progress would be to pay. That would be some hella bullshit.
Right, exactly.
But I mean, this is just kind of a bonus, and I understand that you don't need to buy the stuff. Like you can progress and you can be good at the game without buying anything, and that's what the majority of people are going to end up doing. But still, just the appearance of those and the fact that I know that whenever you go into the menu, they're going to be like advertising them nonstop, and it's going to be the most annoying thing in the world.
And then sale, you can get discount. Sale, you can get discounts. Like,
right?
Come
it's
on,
like,
don't
shut up!
make
I don't want this.
Easier for them. Like, but I know some people's gonna be like, yo, I'm at the last part of this game, and this shit's really hard, and I don't have enough upgrade points. I'm gonna just say fuck it and buy this shit. Like, I know people are going to do that, which I wouldn't have as much of a problem with. You know what I mean? As long as you like play most of the game, you put your time in.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's a double-edged sword. I'll be honest.
No, it is. It is. I mean, like I said, I'm not as angry as it would have been if there's like a multiplayer thing and you kind of got messed up with the multiplayer like it was with Battlefront 2. But because this is just a single player game, I'm not as upset about it. It's just annoying. Yeah, I'm fine with cosmetic microtransactions. That's fine, especially if it's like a game that people didn't think was gonna take off, like Monster Hunter World.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like people people had no idea what to think when this game came out. They're like, this is either gonna be really good or really shitty.
Yeah, I mean, Monster Hunter has had a huge following for a while.
Capcom is being really inconsistent with their games here, and I'm honestly kind of confused about why.
Like where they're going with this. Like what are you trying to do, Capcom?
Are they thinking that Devil May Cry is not gonna have a huge following, so for that reason they're doing this? I mean, that doesn't really make sense because of course it's gonna be a huge game. It was one of the best trailers of E3.
Right. Everybody shit their pants when this shit came out. And then the song, oh man, I started bumping that for at least 2 weeks straight afterwards.
Hell
yeah, everybody
dude.
else did. Like everybody's waiting for this fucking game. Every time they show something else, at least gets a million views within the first day.
It basically looks like a combination between DMC and the old school Devil May Cry. Which I love because I love the DMC game purely for the gameplay. The gameplay for DMC was amazing.
I loved it for the gameplay and the story. The story, like I said, the story was kind of all over the place. So I like the fact that DMC attempted to make it congruent, consistent. You know, just make sure everything was all together. Which I really respect because like Dante's story, he's such a likable character. But him and a lot of the side characters, their stories all over the place. It's not really told completely with a lot of stuff missing, and then it's just like, okay, we have these characters that are cool on the outside and on the surface, but I still don't really know them, you know what I mean? So I liked how they were trying to like combine all that. And then also I didn't really like the fact that they at first I didn't really like Nero because I didn't really care about the kid. Like I didn't know who the fuck he was. Like they just kind of shoved him in here, no backstory. Then you find out he has a connection to Virgil, and it's like, all right, that makes it a little bit more interesting. Now this nigga's getting his arm ripped off in the beginning of the game. It's like, okay, now I kind of want to see what happens. Like how is this relationship between him and his so-called dad? And then you got Uncle Dante over here coming back from hell after like how many years? Right. Which is the end of 2, and they made 2 before 4, but yet 2 is after 4. So technically
the whole thing's wonky.
So
the whole thing's weird. The whole timeline's weird, and that's why they made DMC to try to fix it and reboot it a bit. But anyways, guys, we want to know your thoughts about the whole microtransaction scenario. And whether or not you agree with it or if you think it's bullshit like we do. Let us know down in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel and you want to see more of us playing the free games of the month, talking about... Ooh, what's this? Talking about news and time stuff and things when it comes to movies, TV, and video games, and ranting like we just did for like the last 18 minutes or so. Please... swipe right on the like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and hit that bell so you get notified whenever our videos go live. Also, I apologize that there was no video on Monday. We had a bunch of technical difficulties, and it was a whole mess. So I apologize greatly. But we're going to be having another video going up Friday. So, you know, schedule will hopefully remain untouched. Anyways, Jules, thanks so much for coming on today.
Oh, no problem, man. Anytime.
Ladies and gents, stay excellent, and we will see you in the next dive-in.